Astros shortstop Jeremy Peña has hired Scott Boras to represent him. And you got to wonder if Scott Boras, now as his agent, means that that's it. I'm concerned that my favorite Houston Astro could be gone sooner rather than later. Everyone's favorite's Jose Altuve. You're not cool if Jose Altuve is your favorite. We all can agree on that. But you want to be original in some way, shape, or form, maybe even a little bit of a hipster. Some people might say their favorite player is Yordan Alvarez. I'd like him to play a little more. I don't know how healed he is. We'll find out from Dana Brown tomorrow. What percentage healed the fracture in his hand is. Some might say Hunter Brown, too, with the way he's been over the past year. Sure. But for me, this one's easy. Because over the course of the 2022 playoffs, singing this man's name, Jeremy Peña, brought me a lot of joy. And for those who don't know, I actually sang to Jeremy Peña once. No, I wasn't singing like these shrill shrieks of Houston women. Jeremy, have my babies. He's a taken man, ladies. Back off. No, it was just me singing to him as if I were Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam singing his song, Jeremy, which is a rather dark song. That's why Jeremy Peña is my favorite. He's been awesome this season. For those who aren't aware, his numbers are significantly better than the consensus best shortstop in the American League, Bobby Witt Jr. And, I mean, it's not even close. It's a bloodbath. He's got a better wins above replacement. He's got more hits. He's got more homers. He's got as many runs batted in. He's got a pretty good amount of stolen bases. Witt does have him beat there. Might be the best base runner in the AL. Hitting .326 to Witt's .286. Slugging .493 to Witt's .490. An .874 OPS and a .144 OPS plus. And the shame of it all is that if you take a look at the All-Star voting for the American League, Jeremy Peña is significantly behind Bobby Witt. Peña at this moment in time, and he is at least getting some more, has about 610,000 votes, where Bobby Witt is getting close to 900,000. He's playing awesome. What happens when you play awesome? Well, usually at some point you get paid. And this is a bit of a bummer. This is the news yesterday, courtesy of Chandler Rome in a piece written for The Athletic. Astros shortstop Jeremy Peña has hired Scott Boras to represent him. Now, if Joe George was still my co-host, I'm pretty sure that Joe would say, well, Scott Boras is washed, which may or may not be true. I thought Joe laid out his point very well last year when he said that. Did Kyle Tucker get what he was looking for to this point? No. Did Jose Altuve get what he was looking for? Did Scott Boras get what he was looking for? Excuse me, not Scott Boras. Alex Bregman get what he was looking for? No. Not yet, at least. And I mean, Altuve took a hometown discount. But when Jeremy Peña's contract expires after a couple of rounds of arbitration, 2 years from now, 2 more years of club control after this season, where he's making $4.1 million right now, does feel like there's a very good chance that he ends up elsewhere as well. Because you know what the Astros are probably going to do? Offer a 6-year contract. That looks pretty good. But it ain't the 10-year deal. It's not the $500 million deal, which only a few players should get. But every player thinks they should be that one to get it, if they're good enough. I know that sounds weird, right? But there's like 2 players, Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto's not looking like it, at least of late for the New York Mets with how they've been playing. They've lost 9 of 10. There's only a few players that like are even worthy of close to that number, you know? But Peña has played his way into the conversation over this season. Only Aaron Judge has a better wins above replacement this year. He entered this season with a .261 career batting average, but right now he's hitting .326. And since moving to the leadoff spot, he's slashing .360. Holy crap. .406, .545, and he also won a Gold Glove in 2022. I mean, does it all. Pretty damn good base runner, too. More selective at the plate. I mean, he's going to get a lot. And you got to wonder if Scott Boras, now as his agent, means that that's it. I hope not. I really hope not. But do you believe that the Astros are all of a sudden going to pay this guy? They didn't pay Bregman. They didn't pay Tucker. I wonder if they'll pay Hunter Brown. I have my doubts about that, too. They didn't pay George Springer. They didn't pay Garrett Cole. They didn't pay Carlos Correa. Is Jeremy Peña going to be the exception? Jose Altuve on Jeremy Peña and the lack of a long-term deal. Quote, I'm surprised he's not signed into a long-term deal with the Astros. He's a guy you want on your team for a long-term. I think Dana Brown and Mr. Crane need to start working on that. Yeah, I agree. But will he actually do that? Will they do it? I think Dana Brown would want to do it. It's all about Jim Crane. Is he going to sign the check? And I don't know that he's going to sign the check. At least where we're at right now. Maybe if a couple of contracts are off the books for the Astros, it's something that's a little bit more palatable. But I imagine the Astros are going to keep thinking to themselves, you know what? This has worked for us. We will be able to reload and reload and reload because we have fantastic development. So screw it. Let's see what happens. And, I mean, hell, even this year, with how Alex Bregman's played and with how Kyle Tucker's played, you would think that a team that is as injury-ravaged as the Astros would miss them in some way, shape, or form. Somehow they haven't. Largely, that's the bullpen. The offense has certainly had its moments where it's struggled this season. But I think the Astros ignore the batting average. I think the Astros ignore the team offense and probably think to themselves, we're winning. We know how to win. All that matters is winning. Stats are for losers. The final score is for winners. Is that true in baseball? I don't know. I know Bill Belichick said that about football. I agree with him on the football front, but is that how it's supposed to be? I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with it on baseball. That might be the exception. I mean, if you have really good numbers and if you're a really good fielder, aren't you worth it? I feel like my take has always been the Astros should pay. The Astros have never paid, and the Astros have never had a problem, at least since 2015, unless you want to count 2016. I am curious if Jeremy Peña is the exception. It is definitely noteworthy that Scott Boras has been hired as his agent, and it definitely makes you wonder if this time, Sean, the Astros are going to actually give Scott Boras something that he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see Peña getting a deal before he reaches free agency from the Astros. You know, like it's hard to see him get an extension at this point due to he's having a career year right now. I don't know if you're the Astros. Do you want to lock in on career year Peña numbers or like the contract that guy commands?
Yeah.
Or do you want to play it out? And then once you play it out with Boras, more often than not, you're going to get to free agency. And it's going to be a bidding war that the Astros have proven time and time again that they're not willing to play in that water. I do think, though, we are at like 70 games, 75 games of this level of Jeremy Peña performance. We have another 2.5 years left on the team control part of his contract. I'm willing to be open-minded to just letting this thing play out. Let's see if he has another good year.
Correct. 2022 in the playoffs before this was the last time that he was playing on this level, and that felt unsustainable.
Like right now, we're talking about, do we want to extend Peña because of the year he's having? He also knows that. He also knows the year he's having, and if he strings together, the rest of this year and 2 more after that, he's going to be a $250, $300 million shortstop when he comes available.
Oh, Yeah.
Like, he knows that.
Yeah.
The Astros aren't the only one that know that, hey, he's producing out of his mind right now, or at least previously to how he has produced in the past.
I wonder if a work stoppage would theoretically affect this.
Are we rooting for a lockout or against?
Does that keep Jeremy Peña under
Or
contract
just the
for
threat
another
of
year?
one? Yeah.
Because when's the lockout supposed to happen?
I think it's the 27 season, I believe.
After the 2026 season, so after next year.
Okay.
Huh. Tony the Handsome says Bryce Matthews will take over. I mean, he could, theoretically, but I mean...
Talk about playing well right now. It feels like every 3 days I see a tweet about Bryce Matthews, how he's hitting the ball.
Oh, yeah, why don't you just bootlick the Astros a little more there, Sean, huh?
I don't know.
No, we got paid to get paid.
Hey, we went from Correa to Peña. We can go from Peña to Matthews, all right?
That would be wild.
Everyone's replaceable. No days off.
But it shouldn't
Now
be
I'm just
that
saying
way.
Bill Belichick things.
I know. And I was saying it a little bit earlier. It shouldn't be this possible. It has been, and they deserve a lot of credit for it, having worked out to this point. But this shouldn't be this easy. They should not be able to reload the way that they do.
They can't keep getting away with this? Thanks, Jesse.
Well, I'm cool with them getting away with it, but like at a certain point, they're not.
Yeah, it's a little bit of, wow, I can't believe I keep getting away with this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe it.
If you keep getting away with it,
Wow,
to this,
Hank still doesn't know?
yeah. If you keep getting away with it to this point, like you're always gonna think you're gonna keep getting away with it until
Yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah.
Probably.